Hey y'all, it's Jeremiah. I want to talk to you about being genuine. What do I mean by being genuine? So, it's come to my attention that it seems like the root of our society's issues is the lack of real, genuine relationships between people who are family members, friends, romantic relationships, stuff like that. Why is this a real big thing to worry about? It's really hard to get to know someone when you're not being genuine. And the place that I see this in is honestly when two people are building a relationship, whether that's romantic or a friend, or, sorry, my nose itches, whether it's family. People nowadays just don't want to work through adversity. And I understand it's hard to do. It's hard to build a relationship and work through things that you don't agree on. And it's uncomfortable. And I just wanted to talk about this today because I find it to be a real issue. I'm going to use probably the easiest example that we can all probably relate to, and that's through romantic relationships. So as you know, nowadays we have social media, we have dating apps, we have the internet as a whole, and that's all great. It's one of the best inventions we ever had. But when it comes to relationships, it gives us a sort of a mentality that we can always find the next best person. We can always, oh, he doesn't agree with me on this, she doesn't agree with me on this, I can just go to the next person. And so with that, we have a tendency to just drop the relationships with the people around us because we think that there's always going to be another person that we can 100% agree on. They agree on everything that I think, or think that we're never going to have issues. When in reality, you're never 100% going to agree with everyone you come across with, anyone you come across with. And when we have issues, you can't just drop it. I mean, you can, but if you decide to go about life dropping relationships because of one simple argument sometimes the problem you're having is not simple, but when you decide to drop a relationship like that, you're neglecting the powerful fact that all strong, great relationships come through adversity. And that's hard to understand. Why is it hard to understand? Because it's uncomfortable. No one wants to work through these things because it's hard to talk about. If I have a bad relationship with my mother and she said horrible things to me, this is just an example. I love my mother. She's the best. But if I have a horrible relationship with my mother and I just decide to go and throw it away, it's lacking forgiveness. And it's lacking a sense of real love and relationship because I don't want to have those hard talks with my mother. And in reality, that the only person that's hurting is yourself. So back to what I really wanted to talk about is being genuine, right? If you want to have a genuine relationship with anyone, you need to learn how to work through adversity. Okay? If you go through life thinking that you can just drop relationships whenever they end up being uncomfortable, you're going to realize that you're never going to have a in-depth, true loving relationship with anyone around you because you're not going to have the skills to learn how to work through things you don't agree with. And like I said before, with romantic relationships, it's really hard. It's hard to come to terms with having to work through things you don't agree with or having to work through struggles that you have with each other. But when it really comes down to it, that's how you're going to have the most successful relationships. So, I brought up before that our society, this is a big struggle in our society, and it really is. When you don't teach your kids, when you don't teach other people around you, when you don't learn how to be genuine, even if it means you don't agree, it's going to be really hard to make foundational relationships with the people around you, with family, with your wife, with your girlfriend, you know. And it's not fun. Completely understand. But what we need nowadays is uncomfortable relationships. And it sounds kind of funny, but once you get past that stage of uncomfortable disagreement, uncomfortable arguments, you're going to come to realize that your relationship is going to flourish for the better. Now, I'm not saying, you know, throw away your boundaries or anything like that. But instead of throwing away a relationship that you can work through, or you can figure out together, you're going to throw that away. It's just ridiculous, man. It's something that we all struggle with, and I just wanted to bring it up. Let me know, text me, DM me, or maybe leave it down in the comments if you have anything that you'd like to talk about, any ideas. But I just want to kind of play with the thoughts of, you know, what would happen if everyone was just 100% genuine with each other and decided that the relationships around us are worth arguing about, worth talking about, even when it gets uncomfortable, right? Our society would be so much more beautiful if we all decided to not just discredit each other when we don't agree on something, right? It's only making us weaker if we can't unite. So my advice to you would just, you know, go on throughout your next couple weeks and really think about who you can reconcile with, you know, to call up that one person that you don't really agree with that much, or if you had an argument with, and work through it. If it doesn't work out, at least you know that you've tried to be you try to be a good person, and you really try to make the best of that relationship. And if it does work out, you will see that your relationship with that person gets better. So yeah, really try to go and, you know, don't discredit the relationships around you when you have the slightest inconvenience with them, or you see one thing wrong. You know, a loving relationship is built. It's not discovered, you know. So there you go. If you'd like to see more like philosophical videos like this, you know, just thinking about how the way things are and play with ideas like that, just let me know. So hope y'all have a good Saturday. Bye.